good volume. Yeah, not much else to say. I'll wait till I'm sure we're live before I start talking about Lokix, but this will be an exciting one. And yeah, for those that remember have been here for a while, have been watching my streams for a long time, this is actually the third Lokix stream. So but that was kind of when I started. I did, what is it now? Maybe like, no, it was about a year ago. About a year ago, I kind of did a channel rebrand where I started making just nicer looking thumbnails, editing videos more, making heavier use of graphics in my videos. And part of that was changing stream thumbnails. So I kind of did like a soft reset of the whole channel at that point. So I didn't put this as Lokix part 2, but this is technically the third Lokix stream. But yeah, this is going to be a different kind of Lokix stream than before. So previously I've done choice band. I think there are very few Lokix sets that are viable. I think there are basically two. I'm not a believer in heavy duty boots. Maybe heavy duty boots is viable, but I personally think silver powder and, choice band are the main two viable sets. And these are just like, you gotta be Terra Bug, basically. Because some people try to run they'll run like boots Terra Fire so it can beat Moltres and stuff. And I'm like, your first impression is so much weaker than just banded adamant Terra Bug. So generally, I'm just a big fan of going all in on the power and using first impression on Lokix or insect plate. Yeah, silver powder, insect plate, kind of same deal. Because you want to have a Pokemon be good at what it's actually good at. If you run like a Lokix set with HDB, HDB first impression, and you're like Terra Fire or something like this, like, yes, it'll work. It probably won't be horrible, but it's just going to be so much worse. Like, Lokix is an inherently inconsistent Pokemon, and that's okay. That's the way it should be. Make it good make it really good when it's good. Don't try to cover every matchup and make it mediocre all the time. So that's basically my approach there. But there was one other set that my mind was recently open to. Not that recently. It was a few months ago. But it's this. Black Glasses. Making use not of the bug part of Lokix, but of the dark part. SD, Knockoff, Sucker Punch, Leech Life. A full sweeping set, of course, with Terra Dark. I'm a little bit split on whether to go Jolly or Adamant on this. Usually I'm the absolute biggest fan of Adamant always. But things change a bit with this speed tier. So as you can see, Jolly puts us pretty darn good as a speed tier, like above Landorus, for example, which is really nice. Whereas, Adamant puts us at not a bad speed tier, but under a lot of stuff. Under Petrant, under Great Tusk, under Goldengo. So I'm thinking we probably go with Jolly on this, but we can kind of make a final choice on that later. Yeah, but this is the set I was interested in today. Somebody recommended this to me. Let me quickly pull up my doc here so I can credit the correct individual. And I know a lot of people I know this isn't like a crazy Lokix set that no one's ever seen before or anything like that. But I still want to give a shout out. Where is it here? So this was Nadid Drab who recommended this. I probably didn't say that right, but that's who recommended this to me and reached out. And that was really cool of them to bring this to my attention. So yeah, most of my stream ideas I have on my own, but some of them are from, stuff I see on Ladder, like the Swoobat stream was inspired by just seeing it on Ladder. And yeah, a lot of them are ideas from people. So if you ever do have an idea for a stream that you want to see me do, don't hesitate to reach out. Why do you want to outspeed Tusk and Gold, though? To, kill them? And some people saying it's priority anyway, so IMO speed isn't that concerning. Yeah, that's the thing, because it'll be clicking Sucker Punch a lot. It's a tough call. I might go Adamant. We'll see how we feel. We'll see how we feel. But let me first, before we get into kind of talking about how to build this thing, let me just run some calcs, because I do not actually have a good sense for how this thing is at attacking. So we'll put on glasses, Terra Dark. We'll say Adamant to get kind of just an idea of how this thing rolls. And let's say, what do we want to go with? Like, let's calc Tusk. Oh my. That is not bad. That is not bad at all. Killing offensive Tusk, but that is with Adamant. Jolly is going to be like 50% with critical hits, so it's slightly in our favor, basically, to kill Tusk. That is not bad at all. That's better than I thought. Can we take out a Gliscor? They're all spit F these days. We can. Even with Jolly, we can. That's pretty good. Why black glasses instead of Life Orb? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I was in the middle of a rant, but then, yeah, let me go back with the donation. Thank you, Bognor, for the £2, saying Lokix 3, The Return of the King. Excellent. Excellent. Yes. I like the Lord of the Rings reference. Great movies. Highly recommend. Okay. So, yeah, let's see here. Let's call Kingambit. That's a fun one. Oh, we love to see that. That's awesome to see. So I will say Adamant would get us the knockoff kill on max HP Gambit, which is crazy. So, okay, I'm impressed with these calcs. So yeah, let's talk about this Lokix now as far as a building perspective. Specifically SD Lokix. So pulling up its usage stats here, we see SD is about 7%. This is not a common set at all. A lot of them are just these pivoting ones. Life Orb is another possibility, especially since we have Leech Life. So items, glasses, Life Orb. I don't think there are any other real considerations. Normally I wouldn't even consider Life Orb, but the fact that we have Leech Life makes that a lot more real of an option. Thank you very much, Carbon Psyche, for the $5 donation, saying, Pinka, do you think Z Celebrate Stored Power Espeon could be viable in Nat decks? Well, that's a tough question. I feel like Espeon... I think Espeon could be, but I don't think with Z Celebrate. I honestly just think like a Grassy or Electric Seed set on screens, like kind of what I did with the Swoobat stream, with, you know, CM Morning Sun, Stored Power, Degleam, because I think it needs a boosting move beyond just Celebrate. It needs healing, it needs Stored, it needs Degleam. Maybe Z Celebrate, Morning Sun, Stored Power, Degleam would work too, but that's... hard to say. Okay, so yeah, these are the two possible items. Glasses and Life Orb. And as far as the moves, absolutely you need, SD, obviously. Knockoff, you need Sucker Punch. And then last, I think Leech Life is kind of a no-brainer. I honestly, we don't really need to put this. There's no other moves you'd realistically run. Like, I guess you could argue something weird over Leech Life. Like, you could, I don't know, something silly. Maybe Terra Blast to get a no-contact Dark move. Because honestly, all you need is Dark. Well, like Tinted Lens plus Dark, you're not gonna need anything else. But yeah, we'll see. That's another reason I'm more inclined to go with Black Glasses. Is I feel like we're going to be clicking Dark moves like almost the entire time. And in that context, I don't think Life Orb is that well worth it. So let's talk about this. Struggles. There are two big struggles. Mediocre speed and poor bulk, right? And then as far as walled by, good to get this list down. Not much, but there is one that's like horrific. If we see a wheezing, this Lokix is doing 0 base. It's not doing anything at all. Why not Bandit? Because that's not the set we're running today. I do think Bandit is the best Lokix set, and I think it's really strong, but I think this set could be pretty crazy too, given proper support, and I want to give it a try. I've built banned Lokix before. If you want, like after the stream, if you're curious, you can check those out. You can go to the just live, go like to my YouTube channel. Let's click live, and you can see all the previous VODs. And also, I put it in the live streams playlist for those that prefer that. It's there too, so you can check that out if you want to see me build banned Lokix. But today, I really wanted to try this different approach. Why would you run this instead of Kingambit? Good question. Lokix is just honestly a better sweeper. Now this is okay. Now hear me out. This is going to sound crazy because I know Lokix has way less attack than Kingambit. And I know Lokix is way more frail. But I think a lot of the reason, well, no, I don't think. I know a huge part of the reason people run Kingambit is for its defensive utility. Right? This can switch into Goldengo. This is a really effective sweeper stopper because of how bulky it is. This can shut down a Dragonite with like Terra Ghost. This can switch in on an Iron Crown. This can switch in on a Specs Curem and take it. This thing can switch in on an Ivy Cudgel and take 2 Ivy Cudgels with not even that much HP because of just how insanely bulky it is. Right? It's a Grass Resist. It can switch into a Banded Rillaboom. Okay. So that's a big part of the reason people use Kingambit. As a sweeper, there are a lot of ways to shut it down, and the metagame has evolved around shutting down Kingambit. So there are going to be a lot of Pokemon that can stop a Kingambit sweep that can't nearly as effectively stop a Lokix sweep. Like think about a Wisp Moltres. We can outspeed that and kill it. Thunderclap Raging Bolt. Once again, we can outspeed and kill it. The speed is a big factor because a lot of things that shut down Kingambit are kind of on that slower side. Iron Valiant being a 4x Dark Resist is unfortunate, but even that, our Sucker Punch is doing, as you can see, I mean, look at that. It's doing way, way more than a Kingambit Sucker Punch, thanks to Tinted Lens, of course. Yeah, as I said, we can outspeed Thunderclap. We can outspeed Grassy Glide, right, if the Rillaboom Terras. So the Tinted Lens is huge, basically. Tinted Lens is huge, and I think despite being, without a doubt, the worst Pokemon between Lokix and Kingambit, I think Lokix is the stronger sweeper. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'll be like, wow, this is just super bad, and I wish I just had a Terra Dark Kingambit. Maybe we'll say that, but we'll see. I'm thinking probably not. As for what it's walled by, let's get this down. So, Zamazenta is one, right? That can switch in once, which is rough. It can honestly switch in kind of multiple times because, of course, to hit it with the priority move, it has to be Sucker Punch, and then, we can't really hit that when it's just clicking Iron Defense, so that's pretty rough. And also because we're Terra Dark, which I think we need to be for power, makes us a lot more vulnerable. We can't do Terra Blast Fairy or something like a Kingambit could. So that's definitely an issue. I honestly think we cook Clefable. Like, I don't think you're tanky. Yeah, Clefable's not having a good time. So that's not really an issue. And I think this will probably be our designated Terra Pokemon. I do think one of the bad sides of Lokix is, I'll say Terra Hog as well. Most Pokemon that are like this aren't a Terra Hog. You're like, why? Like, it's not Terra Blast. Most Pokemon that Terra for a stab type are not Terra Hogs, but Lokix just having that poor attack stat, like Tinted Lens is great, but I think it's going to need to use Terra a lot. Somebody said Moltres is a big concern. I don't really think it is. Yeah, so that's max defense Moltres. We are one-shotting that, guaranteed. Oh, not guaranteed, 75% chance to one-shot. Moltres, not a huge concern. Zamazenta, though, is totally going to shut us down. I don't know why I made that all caps. It's kind of unnecessary. Zamazenta. Galarian Wheezing is probably the absolute worst one. It shuts down Tinted Lens with neutralizing gas. So we do nothing to it. Pretty sad. I could pull up a calc here. But yeah, so we see that's doing more than I thought. Honestly, that is doing more than I thought. But you see still, even at +2 Adamant Terra Dark, we're doing like 50 on a good day. So yeah, Wheezing is the absolute #1 wall. We have nothing for that Pokemon. Can you beat Unaware Clef? No, we can't. But that's very rare. I mean, even on stall teams, Unaware Clefable is barely a thing. Let me pull it up. Let's check what usage Unaware is, and we'll filter for like mid-high ladder. Yeah, Unaware 23%. So more common than I thought, honestly, but still not very. And yeah, Olo we're not worried about. We can, unless they come in and Scald Burn us immediately, we can just SD twice and then one-shot them. So not a concern. Walled by, or I guess we can just say, let's say shut down. Because another one is Dragonite, right? That can stop us with extreme speed. It can come in and beat us 1v1 as well. Iron Valiant, kinda. Just because it can take a +2 Sucker Punch and it's fast. I guess I'll say Fast Wisp. Ooh, Fast Wisp, Dragapult, Cinderace, rough as well. Really loves F-Sight, so Crown, either Slowking, maybe an F-Sight hat. So you're thinking of banned Lokix. SD Lokix does not really love Future Sight. I mean, obviously everything wants to have a Future Sight on the field as it's setting up, but the Pokemon that take advantage of Future Sight best are breakers. Things that are going to come in, click one attack as Future Sight hits, then they can leave the field and do it again. This Lokix is kind of more of a one and done. It's going to come in, it'll click Swords Dance, and it'll sweep, or it'll attack until it dies. So Future Sight probably not going to find its way onto this team. This is very much a hyper-offensive Pokemon. We're going to be putting this on a hyper-offensive team. It is extremely inconsistent, right? Like Galarian Weezing, if we see this, our Lokix is doing literally nothing. And instead of trying to make it do something by pressuring with Future Sight, which against some teams just won't be effective, we're going to want to put it on a team that can accept that inconsistency and work with it and roll with it, and that's hyper offense. That's the easiest way to make inconsistent Pokemon work, is to put them on hyper offense, and since this is a strong sweeper, it fits extra well. And we got a $2 donation from FMSDabbed8090. Thank you very much, saying, Pinka, can you add Inteleon and build Lokix anti-off? Do you mean like anti-offense? Yeah, we're not going to put an Inteleon on here. Inteleon is just really bad. Unfortunately, I think it lost focus energy, which is absolutely tragic. Yeah, no focus energy. So yeah, Inteleon is not really any reason to use that Pokemon, sadly. Sub, yeah, I guess I'll say fast sub as well, which is really just Iron Moth these days. Fortunately, not too many Pokemon are doing the quick sub. That's okay, we got that. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. I guess opposing Lokix, but that's not super common, so I don't think we need to put that down. Yeah, everything else is pretty much not a concern, which this is not a huge list to get walled by. This honestly is not bad. This is not bad at all. So the way I see it, there are two real approaches we could take with this Lokix. There's Aurora Veil / Screens. And there is Webs. It doesn't really take a genius to see why the Lokix would want Webs. You know, it's a lot of fast Pokemon that it doesn't really want to have to Sucker Punch. Stuff like Iron Moth, stuff like Iron Valiant. Actually, I guess Sucker Punch is still our best way to hit Ival, which is kind of rough. But, you know, it'll get you past stuff like Sub Kyurem. Oh, we should probably add that too, Iron Moth Kyurem. But it's probably going to be more so Iron Moth, but Kyurem can be a little frustrating as well. It feel like it gets cooked by Pokemon like Enamorous. Check this out. Check out the power of Tinted Lens. Bam. Sucker Punch doing 157 to 186. Pretty good. SD Lokix seems like unplayable IMO. Jeez. I disagree, but we'll find out. We'll find out together. So yeah, basically there are quite a few approaches here. And then I guess there's one which I could see is maybe like Hazard Stack HO. The main benefit being it can put on a lot of pressure with knockoff. Oh, and we should also say Dondozo. Dondozo is going to completely eliminate this thing's chances of doing anything. I mean, let's get like an exact calc down. Yeah, see, Dondozo comes in, clicks Curse. It's going to take even less from the next one because, you know, knockoff has removed its item. It's not going to work. So yeah, those are really the two approaches. I'm leaning a little bit more on the side of Aurora Veil, but I'm not sure which one will work best with it, honestly. So one thing we could do that I'm considering to just kind of get this off the ground and see how it plays, get a better sense for what really is the struggle, is using it on webs and Veil. So, oh, here we go. Beautiful. So a while back, I made a webs plus Veil team. I thought it would be a fun idea. It was pretty fun, but it wasn't very good. So I thought it'd be cool to, you know, come back to this and give it another go. This time, instead of Moltres, which was frankly not great, we have a Lokix. Now, we also have kind of a Terra Hog here in Superior, so might be a little bit of anti-synergy. The problem being, though, both Webs and Veil are really, really weak to Cinderace. So we want to have at least one Pokemon that can take advantage of that and get that contrary speed boost. So let's see, we've got Glasses on there. I think Webs with Dragapult shuts down 80% of the counter list. Yeah, so the problem is this counter list, it's not just something we have to deal with offensively. That's a problem, a mistake a lot of people make, is they're like, oh, you know, Lokix loses to, it struggles with Zamazenta, it struggles with Galarian, Weezing, Dragonite, Ival. Oh, you know, yeah, like Dragapult looks really good against a lot of those. You know, Iron Valiant can outspeed, but yeah, it's like, okay, Dragapult can deal with Kyurem behind a sub. And it's like, yes, that's true. Dragapult can shut down and deal with a lot of these Pokemon, but what happens when you bring in a Dragapult on someone's Zamazenta? Right, like say your Lokix Swords Dances, a Zamazenta comes in, and, you know, like they're going to click Iron Defense. Say you swap out into your Dragapult. They're not just going to be like, darn, you got me, I'll take a Specs Draco or I'll take a Wisp. They're just going to switch out. So especially when it comes to sweepers, you really want Pokemon that are going to pressure the same walls rather than just, you know, stuff that's going to theoretically beat them if they stayed in. Kind of like for the same reason, if you have a Specs Kyurem, you can't be like, oh, you know, I'll just add on a Zamazenta to kill Blissey and now I beat Stall. It's like, no, you don't. When the Zama comes in, the Blissey's going to switch out. So that's why they kind of, it doesn't really work to look at these Pokemon and then put on a counter for them. Thank you for we got a 99-cent donation from Anthony Dawkins, 1689. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And it's indeed, Anthony and I go way back. We watched a movie together the other night. It was the second Kingsman movie, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah, I think the first one was a little better though. Anyway, this team has no way to break Stall, which I don't like. So yeah, honestly, we could try Taunt. I feel like this could be fun. Elo Taunt Serp with Terra Blast Fire. This really should shut down Stall teams. And yeah, we got this Sarah Ledge, which we like. Not running Poltergeist since we have knockoff. That's also good. I'm a little worried about, actually I'm more than a little, I'm pretty significantly worried about Zamazenta here. Something or other. Thank you very much for the 50 donated memberships. Guys, make sure you have gifts turned on. The Oil Baron has returned once more. I saw a comment, somebody said that they thought I called donations something or others because of how often this happened, which is just hilarious. I think we'll start with the adamant because I'm greedy, and if we want the speed, we'll shift later. Yeah. Thank you very much, something or other. That is incredibly generous. So this team is probably not optimal for Lokix, but I just want to run it. I just want to give it a go and see, see how it works, see how it does. Yeah, this seems fine. Sure, yeah. Oh, come on. Tinted lens. There we go. I know chat's going to be yelling at me for that. Water bubble, snow warning. We got snowscape on this. I think I like snowscape on this. A lot more weather going around than there used to be. We got Tyranitar back in the mix. Okay, yeah, let's just give this a go and see how it works. This, as I said, I don't think this is going to be... I don't think this is going to be the final team, but I mean, it could be. Probably isn't, but I think I just want to we can test out both Veil and Webs at the same time and see how Lokix does. Bognor saying, something or other hit me up. I'm down to be partners on whatever black market thing you got going on. Anthony, dude, I gave him $1, making me look bad. Yeah, also, guys, I did move back. That's why I moved the stream. I moved back to university. I was with the family over break, so I am back to an apartment with somewhat spotty Wi-Fi, and there's really nothing we can do about that. So unfortunately, if the stream is lagging, all I can say is sorry, and I hope it improves quickly. Something or other saying, I do unironically tutor people to get into my field. No wonder. Yeah, I gotta see what you're doing. Have you tried Pokemon Infinite Fusion? No, I have not. Yes, indeed. 'Tis I. What's my ELO? It seems like it's pretty good if I'm talking. Okay, 1833, respectable. I can't remember how I got there, but usually I come into these streams and I'm like, I just tested Wiggly, like Wigglytuff, and I'm at like 1600. But okay, so we got a pretty good starting point today. I mean, only removal here is Tusk. No great counter lead to Araquanid, so I see no problem with just starting off with our guy. Yeah, I don't want to get Ninetales knocked immediately either, so this feels better. I'll just start off with a Sticky Web. We do get hit. Can't really complain about that. Could go Treads and set up rocks. Treads looks pretty good against this team, though, just like offensively. So I'm a little hesitant to do that. At the same time, there's really not a better option. I guess you could argue Superior is just not going to be helpful here. So I should just sack that to get in Treads safely. But I feel like that could be an important switch later. There is also, of course, the just, letting Araquanid die. Good thing we have treads and stuff. I almost switched out treads for tusk. Good thing I didn't do that. That would have been a huge mistake. I think we do just go treads. We can go into this and go for an ice spinner here. And they do Bleak Wind. Hopefully we don't get the speed drop. We do get the speed drop. Unfortunately, that does suck. Because, yeah, now we just... No, it's not Life Orb. What are we doing? It's probably not special attack invested either. So we can probably live a Heat Wave here, but... that still sucks. I think we just get up rocks here. Okay, it's really slow Torn. And it's going to pivot out too. Okay, cool. So yeah, we do just see that there. I think it'll probably click a ground move. At the same time, I just don't feel the need to risk it. I think we can go Sarah Ledge here, and probably the following turn just go for I'm going to say probably just a close combat. Actually, maybe probably Bitter Blade is fine. They really might go into Heatran, but... Okay. That's good for me. I don't really... So we can basically confirm this is AV, which is good info for later. I really don't see why I wouldn't Swords Dance here, to tell you the truth. Like, nothing this thing has can do a ton of damage to me. I think I'm good to click SD. Yeah, like, that is... Okay, we're getting speed dropped, which is bad. I can Bitter Blade here, at least. Yeah, the speed drops have been kind of tragic. But if Heatran comes in... Oh, we actually probably won't outspeed it now because of the speed drop. Okay, I'll click CC instead, then. Okay, there we go. We get the speed boost. So that's weird. Please don't be Helmet. Okay, cool. That would have been so sad. Okay, and we 316. Actually, so we probably don't outspeed. So I'll hit it with the Sneak here. Hopefully we don't get hit with a Helmet Tusk immediately. I'm thinking they should be too worried about Bitter Blade to go into Tusk. Good. But yeah, with this, okay, that is weird. So yeah, I'm totally clicking Close Combat. If you want to burn your Terra on your Heatran, with how your team's looking, I am so good with that. I'm so good with that. Yeah, that is totally fine. No complaints. I think that works out totally fine for me. So we cannot kill Tusk, I don't believe, with a Freeze Dry, which is regrettable. But we do still have our... Oh, thank you for joining, Exclam FE. Welcome to Bugcatcher. I could just click Freeze Dry here, which is not bad at all. That also covers the hard Tusk coming in. I could Snowscape as well. Trying to think what my win route is here. Probably just Low Kicks and Veil. We can click Freeze Dry for now and just kill this thing. Probably Tusk will come in and we can just Freeze Dry that too. Do they have any Prio? They do not, I believe. Yeah, no. No, probably something on this team gets some Prio move. Like, I don't know, maybe Torn gets Quick Attack or whatever, but I honestly don't think so. Actually, I feel like it doesn't. I feel like nothing on their entire team learns a priority move other than, stuff like Protect. No Poltergeist? Yeah, I'm not... So, Poltergeist alongside a knockoff Low Kicks is really not the move, so we're not running Poltergeist. In general, I think Poltergeist is a little bit overrated. Someone asked what major I'm doing. It's electrical engineering. Okay, so against this, I feel inclined to just click Freeze Dry twice. Yeah, because I know we can outspeed it, and we can... Well, let's... I don't want to let it get up rocks for free, but I also don't want to let a Specs Latios come in and absolutely cook me. No, but if it's Specs Latios that comes in, I can then just go Low Kicks after the Luster Purge and get just Swords Dance up and kill the entire team. So let's just click Freeze Dry again. Okay, Hoopa comes in. Fine, I'll Veil up on this. Pinka, have you considered running Supercell Slam on treads? I found that it has good surprise factor when used as an offensive mon. Not super consistent, but fun. Yeah, I have considered that. I'm not opposed to the idea. It's just that I think ground ice coverage is more important. I think we can just go Lokix here. There's no need to delay. We can just go. We like Lokix. Lokix survives 2 hits of absolutely anything from Hoopa with very little damage. We can SD here. Like a Thunderbolt paralysis would be rough, but that's not happening. Yeah, I'll throw off a sucker here just to see what it's going to do. Okay, it's going to bulk up. In that case, we will knock off here. Okay, we just outspeed and kill. I did not expect to outspeed, but sure, that works. Easiest sucker punch of my life. Okay, we're getting tricked. We have a choice scarf now. Totally cool with me. Let's kill everything with Leech Life. Okay, nice solid win game 1. Can Hydrapple live one of these? It can't. There's but you switched into Hydrapple. Why'd you do that? Okay, GG. Yeah, we just kill everything with Leech Life here. And we outspeed everything. Our opponent's kind of only hope of getting past... I don't think they had any way of winning, but they could have at least gotten past Lokix if they had sacked something else, then gone Hydrapple and like gone for the Fickle Beam, but it doesn't really matter. Up to 300 viewers. Wow. Anthony saying I'm embarrassing. No, yeah, we do go way back. Anthony and I, we do go way back. That is true. That is true. It's my oldest friend. We've known each other for what, like 19 years now? 18? It's been a while. Yeah, do like the stream if you guys are enjoying. Yeah, okay, that went all right. I think let's just run it again. Lokix did well there. I'd say Veil was more helpful. So we'll get a little tally going here. Veil webs. Veil, we're at 1. Yeah, like we didn't really need the webs there. I guess we'll keep an Adamant Jolly counter as well. That game I'm not going to count for either, because we want to like be like, oh, this was actually important. In this game, whether either one would have won. HF. Okay. This has more struggle Pokemon for the Lokix. We've got the Ivel on deck. We've got the Zama. Yeah, this is more of a struggle. T-Spikes are kind of brutal for us as well, so we've got to be aware of that. I think an Araquanid lead still looks good. Webs look really good against my opponent, so that's definitely the approach I want to go with. If a Glamora is like the hard lead, I think I might have to hard switch into treads, just to make sure I don't get Meteor Beamed. Webs with no Spidops. I'm sorry, Bryson. It's true. I've betrayed the way of the Spidops. Yeah, game 1, Lokix looked really good. It completely shut my opponent down. This game's looking a little bit harder. I also don't know really what archetype Lokix like beats. I'm guessing it's going to be kind of more balanced teams like the one we faced last game. Isn't this a pretty good player? Maybe. We'll find out. Probably. I feel like, yeah, I do feel like I know the name Stellar Flares. I can confirm his name has always been Pink Cross. Oh yeah, for sure. Now the extra story behind this username is kind of funny. It was an alt account originally. Like I was just looking for a new account to ladder on. My original account was Beige Lord, because that's my favorite color, is beige. And then Yeah, but then like when I typed in pink across and saw that it was like the exact color of shiny Heracross, I was like, well, now I gotta use this more often. And then I started using it more and more and more, that people just knew me. I used the alt so often that that's kind of how I was known. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just stick with this. Oh my gosh, something or other. I struck again. Struck again with the one with the another 50 gift subs is crazy. That is absolutely wild. Shout outs to that. That's super generous. Wow. Okay, wow. All right, we start with Araquanid. I'm going to click Surf immediately. Okay, we get taunted. We have a good chance to kill here. Okay, beautiful. Ival gone. Huge obstacle out of the way. We love to see it. I mean, like, you can't kill me. I'm down to click Surf again. I don't really know what you're cooking here, man. I don't know what you're doing. I don't... Okay, meant to go into Darkrai. Misclicked. Okay, in that case, I'm thinking maybe an Ogerpon switch here, so I'll click Lunge to cover that. Because you never go... Rip. Oh, they went Glamora. Okay, we got, like, maybe low-key baited. Hard to tell. Let's take a look at that damage. That can give us maybe a sign. Okay, that looks like... The fact that we did 11... It's looking like probably a little bit on the bulkier side. I think we Surf here. Okay, Power Gem is fine. We can take a Power Gem. What would have been really bad is, well, you know, it would have been really bad. Something or other got one. They gifted them. I didn't know you could do that. I did not know you could do that. That's cool. Okay, let's be smart about this. I think an immediate Tails Veil is in order. Okay, beautiful. That's awesome. I did not think they would click Encore there. I thought it would be straight to Setup Town for me, but okay, awesome. Yeah, crazy generosity from something or other. And they finally got a membership, which is, it's so funny that I didn't realize you could gift yourself a membership, because something or other has been like donating sub membership, probably like over 1,000 memberships at this point. And they've never gotten one. I didn't think it was possible to get one yourself. Okay, this is the concern Pokemon. We click Encore immediately on this. Okay, we get roared out. That's... Oh, that's perfect. We got pretty lucky there. Well, it's kind of not perfect, though, because we still don't have a way to deal with the Zamazenta, if we're being honest. But that is... Yeah, I'm thinking, now that I'm looking at this, I think Zamazenta is too big of a problem. But yeah, that is the ideal thing to get dragged out. I do feel kind of bad for my opponent. This is not going well for them. But at the same time, we have such a bad matchup into Zama that I'm now just realizing is completely unacceptably bad. That, you know, I guess I can go hard superior here. But we don't even have Glare, so it's like, yikes. Go for a big Leaf Storm here. I think we can get out of this with Terra Ghost on Araquanid, but it's not going to be fun or easy. Thank you very much to Atarius with the 5 gift memberships. Very generous. The mini oil baron has arrived. That's funny. Okay, yeah, there's the body press. Please, Superior, you gotta hit this. Good job. Good job, buddy. Okay, and then we die here. And then here I don't die. I don't die, so I think we just click Surf regularly. But yeah, this Zama is a huge threat. Yeah, we've got to fix the Zama problem immediately next game. Can you Encore someone into Encore? I kind of don't think you can. Okay, we get roared out. Makes sense. Treads gets dragged out again. I can just switch into Araquanid here, because then I can get Cuss that berry and Surf it next turn. If they switch out, I think that's fine. I can then just kind of deal with it the more conventional way when it comes back in, because it's at too low health. Okay, beautiful. Oh, they did... Okay, it's weird how they order that to me. It's always weird. I think I can web up here and they just do attack. That's fine. We can go tails. We survive this. We can veil up. If Zama comes in, we just click freeze dry. We get right down to business. Okay, yeah, I will be clicking freeze dry here as well. Hopefully it's not encore. Might be. I feel like the Wellspring does have a way of being like the absolute last set you wanted to see that day. It's just how Wellspring rolls, really. Okay, I'm trying to think what the... If we go Sarah Ledge for sure. The question is, do we SD or do we just Shadow Sneak? I think because that Dragonite is sitting there looming in the back, I think we actually SD is the correct play. So let's go for that. Okay, Rai comes in. Fair enough. So this is a bit of a tough case because we could... Actually, no. Dark Pulse is kind of doing 0. We don't need to... we don't need to Terra Fighting here at all. Sarah Ledge, please don't get flinched. Okay, cool. Now, I couldn't really complain if we did get flinched because we've been just super lucky this game. We absolutely Bitterblade here. Helps keep our sash intact. There's a chance it's Scale Shot Dragonite, which would be unfortunate, but I think we can get past that too, honestly. I don't think it'll do enough thanks to Veil and the fact that we're also a pretty fat Sarah Ledge. But I guess actually no, we wouldn't get past Scale Shot, I think, because weak armor would make us take way too much. Yeah, so we'll see. If it's Scale Shot, we're in trouble. Yeah, if it's Scale Shot, we're in serious trouble. I'm trying to think, is there a world where I switch Sarah Ledge out? No, I don't think there is. I think we just have to Bitterblade. Yeah, Tearing wouldn't do anything. Yeah, we stay in here. Hopefully it's just like a Terra Blast EQ set. EQ is not killing me here. It's doing 75. I guess it could be... I mean, let me run a calc on Scale Shot. If it does 5 hits. Yeah, it's super killing. If it does 4 hits, it's not killing. Okay, so we have a chance here. I'm thinking for the possibility of Terra Ground. Oh, and they just lost to inactivity. Okay. Oop. Rough RNG. GG. GG, I guess, yeah. Okay, yeah, that was kind of a rough game. We kind of got exposed for not having a Zamazenta to answer at all. And they made some misclicks and got some bad luck, and we ended up winning pretty convincingly. Not a super clean game, but it's good that we kind of learned our lesson, learned what we needed to there. So one option is we could ditch Superior for a Specs and Am. That would also work to dissuade Cinderace, not quite as strongly, but it'd be pretty good. Yeah, I think we have to. Let's do it. Let's go Am. So here's what the method is, right? You have Contrary. So you Terra Fairy to ground yourself, and then you just start clicking super powerful Moonblast. And I always like Draining Kiss on this, and then Healing Wish. Yeah, this set is so fun to use. Draining Kiss is just crazy underrated, especially when you Terra Fairy, it gets a boost to 60 base power. Then you get the usual. So Terra Fairy Draining Kiss is stronger than you think. But yeah, the reason this is good against Cinderace teams is that you can, yeah, Terra Fairy to ground yourself, get the Contrary boost when webs are up, and then now you've got a Specs Terra Fairy and Am with a speed boost. It's so powerful. Yeah, we could go Life Orb. We could go LO, Calm Mind, and Am as well. Hard to say which one's better here. I think we'll start with Specs and see how we feel. And I don't think Superior was playing any vital defensive role other than being good against Wellspring. But I don't think that's... I think we're okay enough against Wellspring, but we'll see. Banned Lokix is a really good option. I agree, but definitely not on a Veil team. You don't want that on a Veil team. So this is just a classic hazard stack team. I think I have this exact same 6 in my builder. I think like probably like 10 people have built this team. These kinds of like these sort of Pokemon are just so typical. I guess it's we've all seen it before. I don't think Webs is going to be that helpful. I'm pretty sure the Darkrai's, Boots, I think like pretty much everything is. Lokix looks really good with Veil up. I mean, I guess Webs doesn't hurt is the thing either, but you know, another thing I could do is just immediately kick it off with Lokix and Swords Dance, because that Tinglu is going to be a bother. Yeah, we can't even kill it +2. So that's the tough part, is our team is super weak to hazards now. And I think everybody is ready to... I think this team's super ready to stop Treads from removing. Like, we'll see what we can do, but I think this is going to be a struggle. How much can an Araquanid do to a Tinglu? Can we can't even do that. Okay. I still think Araquanid's our best lead. Okay, interesting. I'm happy to click Lunge on this. I don't think this is like a Banded Outrage here. It would be pretty tragic. That would kill us. I don't think it's Banded on a team like this. I think you've got to be Boots. Yeah, because like on a hazard stack team like this with no removal, to not run a Boots D-Knight would be insane. So we can Lunge, lower its attack. If it decides to DD, we end up in a fine spot. And we can break through the multi-scale, which is huge for Lokix. Because Lokix as a sweeper is actually looking amazing this game. Although I think... Okay, yeah, so that turned out well. Although my concern is, I believe... This Darkrai is Fast Wisp, if I recall correctly. Okay, that's not good. So Araquanid goes down. Honestly, not the worst thing, though. They've burned their Terra already. Yeah, they burned their Terra already. Well, I'm no longer that threatened by this Dragonite. And Lokix is looking amazing. So this is not horrible. As I said earlier, Webs were never, like, in my opinion, like a huge, crucial element of this game. Okay, we get that up. Based on this Terra Blast, we can't quite get... Well, I could Encore here. That feels kind of bad. I think I'd rather just Freeze Dry. We could fire off... we could fire off one Freeze Dry, but like then what do we do? Could we go Treads and Ice Spinner after one Freeze Dry? Ice Spinner's... Okay, so it's going to be doing like 80 minimum. No, hold on. No, it'll be doing like 90 minimum. Okay, seems very likely to kill. So I'll go for one here. Then we go into Treads. If they EQ, good play. I don't think they will, though. Roost, that's not good. Okay, we'll go for the Ice Spinner here. We can Terra Ice the following turn. Okay, interesting. We'll Rapid Spin here to cover the Roost, so we can just keep spamming it. This is a very bulky Dragonite. Very bulky Dragonite. Okay, they just clicked that again, so... Turns out we didn't really need to Rapid Spin. Hopefully it's not Rocky Helmet Pecharunt. Hoping it's Boots Pecharunt. Okay, good. Because now we can go for the a nice little Stealth Rock here. Cool. Here we've got a few options. I think the best option is... You know what else we could have done on the D9 is maybe SD with Ceruledge. No, I think it had too much speed for that to work well. Could just go in Amherst and click Earth Power. Then switch into Ceruledge if Dragonite comes in. Ceruledge is actually looking amazing here. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just EP. At the same time, Moonblast. No, we'll just EP. No, I think we Moonblast. It's a tough call. I think I'll Moonblast, because there's a good shot it's Air Balloon Goldengo, and if that just gets in for free, that would be really bad. Okay, unfortunate. And we get, unfortunately, we also get confused, but we got a good roll on that. So if we can not get confused here, we'll likely kill, which would be awesome. If we do get confused here, that would be really bad. We need this Patron low. Okay, they just switched Dragonite in. Hopefully we do get confused immediately. That's unfortunate. And we get confused again. Dude, wow, that was really bad. Okay. So be it, I guess. Let's go Ceruledge. We can SD here at least. Yeah. Didn't even activate our Sash, which is kind of funny. I believe we guaranteed outspeed this dragon. Yeah, we've seen this as bulky, so we definitely outspeed here. Go for a Bitter Blade. Ting Lu comes in. Probably we're about to get red carded, if I had to say. I can't think of another reason this Ting Lu would enter here. Yeah, there we go. There's the red card. In comes Lokix. I'm okay with that. I think I was okay with both possibilities there, but that's certainly not one I'm upset about. In comes Darkrai. Yeah, this is Wisp. This is Wisp. Like, why? There's no other reason you go into a Darkrai there other than it being Wisp. So this is a tough spot. I'm thinking I go Ceruledge on the Wisp, then Terra Fighting CC, and then we can try to win with Lokix. It's an aggressive play, but I thought they were very likely to just be aggressive there, and I think that's the kill I needed to make Lokix win this game. Do we need to let Ceruledge go, or should we keep it around? I think we can keep it around. Like, we can just switch into Ninetales here. At the same time, is there any value to really keeping it around? Yeah, it could help our Lokix enter safely. So let's go Tails here. Let's Veil up. And I'm thinking, it's got to be Magikarp. That Moonblast kind of did a lot. Yeah, I'm thinking this is Life Orb based on that damage. Because that did a little too much. So it'd be +2 would essentially be, yeah. So that did defensive Life Orb damage, I believe. Yes, indeed. Okay. So with that in mind, I think we can go Ceruledge first, throw off a Bitter Blade, then we can go Lokix SD and win the game. I think that's good. Okay, throw off a Bitter Blade here. Oh, we live. That's kind of cool. Bitter Blade again. We live again. That's also kind of cool. Sure, I mean, honestly, we can kill this. Like, Lokix is fine setting up on pretty much everything else, and it outspeeds and just kills Dragonite, so this is okay. I'll sneak here, because I do think they outspeed us. Okay, yeah, they do go for a Malignant Chain there. I'm inclined to Sucker Punch. Yeah, okay, good. So this is a point for Jolly. That's a point for Jolly. Especially because we're going to have to do the same thing to Goldengo. Well, no. Against Goldengo, we can just knock off. We survive any hit. I think it might be, well, let's double check that. Let's double check the Metal Coat, Make It Rain. But yeah, this we outspeed. You're super bulky. There's no way you're Jolly. No, we've already seen you're not Jolly Max because you didn't outspeed Treads. Or you did. You took too little from Treads. Right? Like, there was something early this game that made me certain this Dragonite. Yeah, click DD. Veil. Took 52. You might be fast. There's no way you're Jolly Max. I'm gonna say there's no way you're bulky and you're just like, yeah, no, there's no way. You are so fast. You are so fast, Dragonite. Why are you so fast? You like, what is this? Okay, this is horror. You're like max speed, max H. Okay, yeah, huge points for Jolly coming out here. This is not good. Okay, we have to SD here. And I think the play is to Leech Life. I don't think they hit us with the Terra Blast here. Okay, they do. GG. Okay, yeah, Jolly Lokix would have totally saved us there. That was horrific. I think we go Jolly after that performance. Although, like, come on, max HP, max speed, Dean. Like, this is why I hate Dragonite, dude. It's always the most random. Like, who does that? Who goes or was am I tripped? Maybe it wasn't max HP at all. No, it was because the EQ didn't do enough to treads. Like that was out of range. So yeah, no, they were literally max speed, max HP. Okay, we got Jolly Lokix now. That'll never happen to us again. I've learned my lesson. We need Jolly. Game went pretty well otherwise though. If we had Jolly Lokix, would have been a super easy end game. Remember to like the stream if you're enjoying. All right, HF. Yeah, 10 billion more points to Jolly. Yeah, for real. Okay, yeah, this looks like just a super good game for Lokix. Like if the Pulse is not Wisp, I think we just win immediately. Super down to lead with Araquanid. Looks good. Yeah, I can just click webs here. Okay, that's fine. Do you kill me with the Shadow Ball? You don't. Awesome. So we can click, we go for a nice little surf here. We get critical hit. That's, dude, come on. It happens. It happens, dude. Okay, well, that's annoying. That's really annoying. But the Mandibuzz might have defog too, which super sucks. I guess let's go Ceruledge and throw off a Bitter Blade. That's so annoying, dude. That got us off to a horrible start here. It really did. Can't believe this. Okay, well, it happens. Instead of getting a bunch of damage and potentially killing, thanks to Custap and having our Araquanid around, we die and we get nothing. Okay, they didn't go for rocks, which makes me think they're angling for a defog later. So instead of getting up a Veil as a potential Mandibuzz comes in, I'm going to kind of mid-ground into an Amorous here to cover. Okay, they just do go for the rocks then. So be it. Let's go for a Moonblast, see what kind of sets are on this team. That took a lot. Next time we might just throw off a Terra Fairy and start destroying everything. Go into Treads here. Yeah, Treads will take everything just fine. Set up my own rocks. Seems okay. Oh, they're staying in. Okay, they're clicking Giga Drain. I'm down to just Rapid Spin on you. Cool. We got to decide here. Do we want to go Enam and Terra Fairy? It's a commitment, but it is pretty good. Cuddles, how much did that spin do? That did 8. So this is, yeah, it's probably pretty. We could Terra Ice Spinner here, likely on the just staying in, and we could kill this thing. Would Ice Spinner this turn into Terra Ice Spinner next turn kill? Looks like it depends on the roll. I think I can throw off an Ice Spinner because I'm really not expecting recovery. We do, okay, we get a good roll, but they click recover, which I did not expect there. Yeah, didn't see that coming. Unfortunate. We'll have to see what item they are as well. It's another big factor. This Excadrill is going to be a nightmare to deal with. I think we've got to kind of just get up Veil, get in Lokix, and try to make something happen there. I'll just go for another Moonblast for now and get in our Treads easily. Amoonguss did not take rocks, so we have Boots confirmed, which is good to know. Excadrill comes in. Oh, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. Yeah, ooh, that's not good. It's below. I guess I should have expected that because that's a pretty common set. How much does Lokix? Okay, I've got kind of a fun play. I think we sack Ceruledge here. All right, to the EQ. We go Lokix. I think they're going to be petrified of the first impression, and we can SD here. Okay, excellent, excellent. Foul Play does not do too much, so I think we can Leech Life here to recover. Then we can Terra Dark Knock next turn. Please don't be Helmet. Good, yep, we just see the Foul Play come out. Cool. We could Terra Dark. We don't have to show our hand. I could just Leech Life again. Would be fine. How much do we restore? Yeah, 27% recovered. Yeah, so we could click, or how much did it say? Yeah, 27 minutes. So we could just click Leech Life again. That's probably better. I mean, but what? Hold on. What else are we going to Terra, realistically? Got a chance to kill an Amoongus. I think we commit to it. Keep as much health as we can in case of any, like... Well, no, they're not. There aren't going to be any BS Rocky Helmets. And we kind of do want to keep our type intact for Hippo, because if we Terra Dark, we're taking too much. So let's Leech Life normally then. Let's see. They might even Roost here, which would be cool. Okay, they don't. Let's see what they go into. This is where we do it. This is where we commit. Okay, down you go. Lokix is the hero we need. 18% chance to one-hit KO. How much is Leech Life doing? I don't think we heal enough to survive an EQ. 25% healed minimum. That'll put us up to like 55, which after Sand, yeah, and the maximum we heal is like not enough. So this is it, basically. Lokix, you didn't do it, buddy. You didn't do it. Down you go. Okay. Well, I mean, are we? I think we're out. Yeah, I think we've lost. I'm trying to think if there's any way to do some shenanigans here. There's a chance we could freeze the Excadrill. I think that's our only hope. Because if we Veil here, the Hippo just heals up, and then we definitely lose to drill the Sand Rush. Yeah. So we got to freeze the guy here. Let's see. Do we get the freeze? We do not. Okay. I mean, I guess there's a chance they don't have Iron Head or something stupid. Yeah, okay, no, it doesn't matter. We're going to this. We can like Moonblast here. Maybe they have only like Rock Blast hit us and they miss a bunch. Yeah, no, it didn't happen. Okay, let's try to diagnose what went wrong there. Oh, well, our Arachnid got destroyed, which put us in a horrible spot right off rip. That was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad. And then what do we do from... Yeah, that was actually horrible. Cerulege came in and then just lost its Sash, which... Maybe I could have just stayed in and SD'd there, like immediately. Probably SD'd into like just immediately putting pressure on the Hippo. Could have even Terra Fighting to SD'd again, potentially. That could have gone poorly. Probably Terra Fighting Bitterblade maybe was a good middle ground there. I think just playing the Cerulege more aggressively right off the bat was probably the key, SDing against Goldengo. Because after that lead, I needed to play a little more aggro. I let the game get too slow. I did that in Amorous Cycle. Yeah, I needed to play more aggressively. We needed to get the sweepers mobilized immediately. Welcome, Oxen8592. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, obviously Adamant would have saved us there, but after that last game, I'm not going back to Jolly. HF. Okay, this team looks super weak to webs. I'm going to lead with Arachnid, and we're going to get up webs. Nothing else to it. Use bulky Rabombi instead of Arak. I don't agree. I think here, well, first we need a water resist. And in general, I find Arachnid often better. Unless this thing clicks explosion, which might happen, we don't die. So we'll see what happens. If they explode, they explode. Cool. It does set snow, so this is a real Alolan Ninetales. This is not a fake Alolan Ninetales. I think we just set up our own. As they veil, we veil. Couldn't you SD again against Mandibuzz? No, because foul play would have done more, and then we would have died. Yeah. Okay, let's veil up. Metagross. Oh, this thing probably has Psychic Fangs. We can stop that with Lokix, though. Meteor. Okay, they Meteor Mashed us. They didn't get the attack boost, though, so that's good. Another Meteor Mash into a Bullet Punch doesn't do it unless they get the boost. So I think we're okay to SD here. And then we can knock off next turn. Didn't we try Lokix really recently? No. I may have put it on a team recently, but we didn't have it as the focus of the stream. Yeah, this is good because especially if this is Custat Metagross, if we go for the SD into Knock here, they'll have to give up their rocks. Like they won't be able to, because we'll hit them really hard. They'll have to kill us, and then their Custat barrier will be gone. They could just switch into Tusk here, which would not be a bad play by any means. If they do that, I'd probably go Ceruledge, then into an Am. Want to discourage Rapid Spin, but obviously Ceruledge can't do a whole lot to Tusk. Their Veil does run out of turns sooner, which is also a big win for me. Okay, Iron Moth comes in. That's kind of interesting. We do see Booster come out. It is going to be Booster Special Attack. Hard to say what that would be normally. We do kind of have to get out of this situation. We can't really beat this at all. Ceruledge is unfortunately getting outsped. It is getting outsped, but we take 0 from everything. So I think we're still fine to go into Ceruledge. We immediately get critical hit with Fiery Dance. Cool. At least they didn't get a boost, but that still blows. We can SD here. See what they want to go into. How do you feel about the normal Pawn outbreak recently? Yeah, Grass Ogre Pawn. It's good. I don't think it's like the best Pokemon ever. It's good though, for sure. I think I don't want to open myself up to another critical hit or them just like switching out into Tusk or something here. So I think I do click Bitter Blade. Let's start getting the healing going. Somebody said Metagross Bullet Punch incoming. Yeah, so do note that another Meteor Mash into a Bullet Punch did not kill unless there was an attack raise. I did consider that. What's the next Nat Deck stream going to be? I don't know. I usually decide like not sometimes day of. Usually day before, I'll look through my list of ideas and kind of just pick out what I want. But not sure. Had Nidoking as an option for a while. Okay, in comes the Metagross. Let's see how much we do. Just not into Custap range. Beautiful, love to see it. We go for another Bitter Blade here. I really hope they go for a Bullet Punch. That would give me an awesome speed boost. Terra Water. Wow, that is a commitment. I am totally okay with that, honestly. Yeah, you like that's totally. We Shadow Sneak here. I know you have Custap. I'm still going to shut it down. Yeah, totally fine with that. The fact that they wanted to use Terra Water on their 28% Metagross. Totally happy with that. So I could Terra Fighting here. And no, but even then it wouldn't be likely to kill the Tusk. So I think I do just click Bitter Blade and we'll just die. That's okay. That is totally okay. Getting this Tusk chipped that low is really nice. Okay, so turns out Terra Fighting Bitter Blade would have helped me live, but couldn't have known. Lokix outspeeds, which is super cool here. So we could go into that, honestly. It would make things a bit easy for their Iron Moth to come in after this. So let's go Ninetales. We can finish this off with a freeze dry, and then we can Veil if anything threatening comes in. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, there's the freeze dry. Cool. I'm honestly okay. I don't really want to set up Veil first, so yeah, we can do that. And then I think I want to go for the. Do I want to Encore here, or do I just want to Veil up? It'd be kind of an L if I Encore as they switch. Okay, good. So we didn't mess up. Cool. And with Veil being up and all, this feels like just a pretty easy Araquanid. It could be a Zoroark. That's fine too. Okay, it's not a Zoroark, but yeah, this is fine. Like, we 2-hit KO with Surf. Sledge Wave is doing 30 here. Someone's saying Op is stream sniping. If they are, it's not going very well. I don't think they are. Why is Op running 5 mons that don't synergize with Zoroark? It's a very good question. I don't know. Yeah, they are not making use of Illusion at all. I mean, actually, yeah, no, there is really no synergy here to speak of. Could spam Lunge, could go hard and Am. I don't think you're Jolly here. I think Moonblast kills you anyway. Oh yeah, it super does. Let's just go an Am here then. Oh yeah, now you definitely get outsped because you didn't click DD, you clicked SD. Cool, which I guess makes sense on Veil. SD Scale Shot would be the set. Another 5 memberships from Atarius. Thank you very much. Very, very generous. Much appreciated. We can go into Araquanid here. We can Surf again. It's just not a problem. I'm simply not concerned. And yeah, I can just go in and we still have Veil up. And this time I can actually click Earth Power, which I believe blows up this Haxorus because this thing's Haxorus's stats are so disappointing, man. Like, yeah, like Ironhead, sure. Good play, but it's not doing anything for you. There are a lot of times your opponent can know exactly what you're going to do, and it just doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter here. There we go. EP, down it goes. Ninetales comes in. Here I think I can click EP. We can get this thing really nice and chipped for next time. Okay. Oh, they just attack. That's fine too. That is fine too. What's the play? I think I can go Treads and just kill everything. So that's probably the angle here. Just EQ. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Treads kills Tusk. Zoroark is probably Sash. Like, this is probably a Sash Zoroark here, but it's okay. It's not a huge issue. I can just go into Tails after this. Yeah, like, and this, yeah, the Zoroark illusions here were just not working. There was one point where I thought maybe, and poor thing. Yeah, and I think as Tusk comes in, I actually click Earthquake just to not reveal that I have Ice Spinner. Whenever you're in a good spot and you don't need to worry about rolls, it's good to just reveal as little information as possible. Okay, cool. GG. Thought we only lost 1 game. How did we lose 2? Oh, no, I remember the 2 now. It was the tragic Jolly game and then the tragic not having Adamant game. Would this and Am be better with Life Orb Calm Mind? Possible. Very possible. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. I don't know, though. Maybe we should just make a choice about Lokix and go with one or the other at this point. I think Veil with Jolly is probably the best place for Lokix to be. based on our set. We'll do a little bit more testing, but current conclusion, we'll say. I'll run another one, though. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. All right, I have returned. So there's bad news as a Cinderace. Good news, Specs and M is looking absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. Yeah, I know. This what ended up being a bit weird because they're both, but realistically, Veil is probably like 3 points now. It's like it's been pretty good. Webs has not been helpful ever. But yeah, someone mentioned that I totally forgot about the system, and they're kind of right. HF, I'm just going to start with the they might lead with Curem. If they lead with Curem, I can just go Tails. Okay, if this is this going to pull out like Choice Band Stone Edge? Would that probably would kill me, right? Okay, no. Oh, hold on. Attack investment. Choice Band Stone Edge can kill me. You definitely don't click a fighting move here. We know that. Like, would you be banded on this team? I guess you could. You definitely could. And CB Stone Edge, like Rock type looks way too good into my team. Let me go Treads. Let's go Treads. Because given just how easy Stone Edge looks, yeah, glad we did that. Okay, Life Orb. So we could have lived that with Araquanid. Good to know for next. Well, it could have been Adamant too. Let's check the Treads damage. That Stone Edge did... What was a critical hit? Stone Edge critical hit did 15.9. So this is Adamant. That is good to know. That is definitely good information to have. Tragic as well, because that's really bad news for us. Could go hard Saraledge here. I'm thinking that's the play. I'm thinking they will go for a fighting move. Great. Awesome. We got that. Okay. Here, I see no reason not to click Swords Dance. Swords Dance just looks pretty good. Yeah, like nothing can really switch in and loves to deal with that. Primarina even dies to 2 Bitter Blades. Unless it goes for the Liquid Voice Psychic Noise. That would be unfortunate. But someone telling me it's Mirror Urban chat. Bruh, what are you talking about? I know it's delayed for you guys, but like it's... Pulling out the It's Mirror Herb is crazy. Yeah, we'll just SD here. Okay, Lando comes in. Cool, works for me. We're really slow, so this Lando will almost certainly outspeed us. Let's just go for a Bitter Blade. EP, okay. So we're not going to get a nice little speed boost. That is unfortunate. We're going to get hit by Helmet too. This is very tragic. We just did how much damage? We did 69. We're likely to kill with a sneak. Let's go for it. We do get the kill. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Zama comes back in. We really need the damage on this. We'll just sneak. It'll take us down. Could we go Lokix here and kill with a Sucker Punch? Holy, we so can. Oh no, this is like max. It's showing me like a super bulky set. We could probably Terra Dark and kill with this. No, not even that. It's not that good of a chance. We could go Arachnid. 31% chance to kill, especially with hit chance. Okay, epic. We live, and we can surf here. And some of you are saying, well, what about Cinderace? If this Cinderace gets off this court change, we are so okay. The bad news is, though, that it's now just occurring to me we kind of just lose to Cinderace in general, just kind of doing what it does, because we've lost Cerulege. We go Tails and Veil. If they want to court change, we can Encore the Ace. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. And then here we can go into, like, what's the play here? Probably Treads, honestly. I think Treads can actually live. Treads cannot live. Well, we can't go Lokix, though. Because Terra Dark Lokix actually looks, like, really good here. Can Anam live 2 of these? We don't really want to let that take damage either, though. I think we do let Treads take it, unfortunately. Sorry, Treads fans. Yeah, tragic. Okay, well, we can go Nam here, and we can EP. Throw off a big EP. Prim comes in, good play. That Prim took a ton of damage. That is probably a spec set or something, I'd guess. Surprised to see it take all that. Let's see, this Kyurem could be so many things. Kyurem is just such an evil Pokemon. You never know what it's going to pull out. Could go like hard low kicks. I think that's the play here. I think that's the play. Okay, we just see an Ice Beam come off. Totally fine. We can knock off here. AV. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you see those running around these days. Could have Flash Cannon. Usually they don't. I'm going to go Tails. If they have Flash Cannon, I think we probably would have lost anyway. Okay, like to see the Ice Beam there. Let's Veil up. Cinderace comes in. We Encore once again for sure. And then I think Terra Fairy Moonblast is probably the win condition at that point. We could Terra Water here and try to go with the plan of stalling out the Pyro Balls. Not the worst idea. I think the better play is to sack Lokix and go into Anam. How much can Anam do to this Cinderace with Moonblast? Not enough. Yeah, this is tough here. Maybe we should we have SD'd on the... Well, we didn't really have enough turns for that. If we Terra Water, we take so little. No, actually, we wouldn't take that little. Alright, because we lose the Ice type defense boost as well. I think it's got to be a low kick sack, unfortunately. And I think it has to be an EP here. Oh, we get burned. That's really bad. Yeah, because that makes us basically guaranteed to die to the Gambit, which is... Because we could have Draining Kissed, we could have done some shenanigans, but now we really can't. Kyurem never dies here, so we have to get out of this. Yeah, we end up with just this horrible situation where we just don't have enough turns. It'll intentionally not kill us is the problem, and then we'll end up with nothing to face down the Kingambit. I mean, yeah, because it'll like, can Draining Kiss critical hit do it? Draining Kiss critical hit's our best chance for sure. because that'll heal us up so we don't guarantee die to a sucker punch, and then here we can go for the RNG. Yeah, critical hit would have done it, which is funny, but yeah, GG. Unfortunate. Okay, so we get rid of the webs. The webs have not been that helpful. The veil has been good. Lokix has been loving the veil. That's been the for sure the lesson so far. Hmm. Yeah, so let's revise this then. So we can get rid of the Araquanid. We probably just scrap the whole team except for Lokix and Alola Tails and just kind of start fresh from there. Yeah. So let's see. Looking back at these Pokemon, we want something that can deal with the kind of teams that have this. So one thing we definitely want is a solid Zamazenta counter, because Lokix lets that thing kind of enter for free. Yeah, I know the team's not going to win every MU, but in general, the webs hasn't been super helpful. Araquanid was still good, but I think probably just going full Veil is a better approach for SD Lokix. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough time, but I'm not going to, do a bad build or just like, I'm going to try to build like I normally do, and if we run out of time, we run out of time. Should be like 4 hours to build and play. To get from like an idea to like a great team takes me a minimum of like 20 hours. These streams are like really, really, well, sometimes it's like 30 minutes. Sometimes I just immediately cook and I have a vision and it works great. Usually it takes a lot longer. Yeah, usually it takes like a lot longer. But yeah, these streams are more so just to kind of give you guys a taste of it, something fun, keep things fresh, keep things entertaining, give me something to try. But yeah, we almost never end up with a great team at the end of 2 hours because that's just not a lot of time to build a great team. We sometimes do though. We've definitely built some great teams on this stream. So we want solid removal. So I'm thinking Tusk, Treads, Mousehold. Mousehold is pretty good on Veil and really likes a Pokemon like Lokix supporting it with knockoff. So Mousehold could kind of be epic. That could be pretty cool. Solid Cinderace answer, almost pretty much. I mean, every Veil team does, but we really make sure we want one, especially since we need, for Iron Moth as well. I feel like I think a Ceruledge would be really good here. Ceruledge generally fits well in Veil, and it matches up well into a lot of these. So I think Ceruledge would be a really good partner for Lokix. Potentially Flash Fire, maybe Weak Armor. Lokix is doing pretty well. I think it's just the webs and Veil as a team wasn't great, and I think Lokix, especially with its pretty solid speed, if we go Jolly. Reason we're running Glasses over Choice Band is we're running a Swords Dance set. We're not running a First Impression set. Tribune Aquila, you might want to check out the Muck team I built that also had Mega Altaria and was really good at breaking fat. Bulk up Taunt Sarah could be really cool for that. And that also likes solid removal, so I think that works. Bognor, thank you for the £2 saying heard baby's heartbeat for the first time today. Very nice. Congratulations, Bognor. Glad all is going well and the baby's looking healthy. Metal Coat Gold seems good. Metal Coat Gold kind of always seems good on Veil. But it adds another slow, kind of fire weak Pokemon. Gives us a Fairy Resist, though. We've got to think about our Breaking Core, is the key thing. That's why I haven't added a Ceruledge yet. So, Lokix doesn't often contribute much to the Breaking Core. One thing it can do is knock off. It can knock off a Dondozo, which can be pretty valuable. Booster CM Screamtail. I don't know why. I don't think I should ever use that. That Pokemon is kind of really bad. Like, how much is... it's on my building list because I think it's cool, but I don't think it's good. It's definitely not the kind of thing you just slap onto a team. Yeah, can Screamtail even get a special... I know I shouldn't be going off on tangents, but I'm curious. So we're going to take a look at this. Yeah, 65 special attack is not awesome, guys. I'm afraid to tell you. Afraid to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not great. I mean, I guess you can run this. The fact that you can run still get a speed boost and run max special attack, max HP is pretty cool. Or you'd have to run a little bit of speed to not get a special defense boost, I guess. But that's still kind of cool. I mean, like, it'd be CM Terra Normal Boom Burst for sure. But what's that actually hitting? Like, I don't think it's doing that much to anything. Oh, here we go. Sets be out existing out here. Okay, Slowking Galar. Let's check. Glowking is folks. Oh no, and that's with booster energy. So like, okay, but we would be modest in all fairness. But yeah, that's actually that's kind of no, that's pretty horrible. That's pretty horrible. Let's be real. That's pretty horrible. Yeah, like you're not getting past the Tinglu. You're not getting past it. We can try it. We'll try it at some point, but I think it's gonna suck. Okay. So let's see, yeah, Ceruledge. Could do like Ceruledge Mousehold, Ceruledge Tusk. Could do double removal. I would not be opposed to that. Mousehold is kind of a solid stall breaker as well. What if we did this, like Ceruledge Mousehold, and we'd either go like Tusk or Treads. That's not fun. We'd run a Spadaf Ceruledge for the most part. It'd be probably Covert Cloak, I'm thinking. Usually is best on Veil. Gets past Petrunt, which is really nice. Just Terra Bug, Taunt. Classic bulky one. This would allow us to get rocks to pressure Dozo, but then they could just be shut down by a defog Corviknight. But those aren't that common anymore, so there's that to consider as well. Bulk Up Combine Sinoi's Drain Punch is pretty interesting. I feel like I'd rather run Stored Power if I was running Bulk Up and Combined at that point. Does having the full family Mousehold give you more hits? No, it does not. It's just an aesthetic thing. Yeah, you're right. Still getting farmed by Idef Zamas. The last Pokemon would have to be really good against that. But we also need... Well, we kind of need speed. We could go Petron last, I think. If it was booster speed Tusk, I think this kind of works. Probably go Air Balloon. Wouldn't Tidy Up clean the Veil? No, it would not. It does not work that way, fortunately. Oh, I see someone in chat said Nasty Plot Petrant before I put it in. Good on you. Maybe we don't want Air Balloon though, because that would make it's gonna make it difficult to remove. There's Toxic Spikes, which are a big threat. I think this looks okay. I don't think there are any major threats we've overlooked. Kingambit isn't the most fun, but we've got answers. Yeah, Petrant rounds out the physical spam nicely, gives us something not physical spam. Booster speed on Tusk works here. It's a little bit fast. I wanted to kind of throw something together just so we can play a little bit with it. Bulk Up, Taunt, Bitter Blade, Shadow Sneak. I usually go kind of faster than normal in these. I like to outspeed Adamant and Dragonite, which I know is pretty fast, but I think it's worth it. Because you also get, like, you can taunt Toxic Gliscor and all kinds of annoying stuff with this. 248 for the hazards. And the rest in special defense. Still gives us a good bit of bulk. We could go leftovers, but I think given our Garg and Ackle matchup, we'll want Covert Cloak on there. Could also be Terra Grass. Terra Grass, Seru for Garg. I think this team's. I think there's a lot of kind of mutual support going on here that I like. We've got Knockoff to support Mousehold. We've got, we've got Toxic Spike Absorption. We've got really good removal for these Pokemon that struggle with it. I think this team's giving us what we need, but we'll see. Tidy Up, Bite. Actually, Pop Bomb. It's got to be first. Tidy Up. Encore, Bite. Yeah, Covert Cloak. We got Flash Fire on this. We got Technician on this. That's good. We'll go Terra Dark. Are we struggling with Dragonite? Not really. So we'll go Terra Dark. I mean, I might eat my words later, but I think we're okay with D-Knight. I do sometimes run Head Smash on Tusk. Make this female. Make this female. Tinted Lens. Yeah, we got these sets from the other team. Okay, let's get the Tusk down. We'll go booster speed on this. I generally like booster speed on these sets, on these teams. Really good support. Really good for getting hazards up. Just generally very solid. The main downside to these is that they're not that great at removal because, you see like a Sinistra, you're never getting past that. But that's the really nice thing is that since we have Mousehold, we're not as worried about that. And then on this, we can go... For a second, I thought we had no answer for Dragon moves, and I'm like, thank God for Ninetales being a Fairy Ice type. So solid defensively, that typing, actually. Like, so often you accidentally end up making a physical spam. No, it's not accidental. I'm fully aware that I'm adding a bunch of physical attackers. They often work well together. Offensive Torn looks kind of iffy. True. True. That's not fun. IDEF Zama, I mean, we've got a Petch run. Like, what are you going to do? You know? Making them female for an Amorous Cute Charm. Yeah, and Aura. Yeah. You know. Girl power. What could I say? Okay. Yeah, and Amorous is basically the only Pokemon that gets Q-Charm, but people occasionally get the wrong ability on their Clefable too, I guess. Yeah, we'll go... I wanted to make sure it's solid against Nam most of all. That's my #1 priority. How do we get past Moltres? Taunt on Ceruledge. That's the great thing, right? Like, a Lokix could kill a Moltres, and then Maushold doesn't have to get burned. Or, you know, Ceruledge can taunt it to prevent the Roar, which is really nice, too. So we've got answers. We've got answers. Or, you know, the Maushold could do a ton of damage and then open up for these guys. So they kind of all... None of them individually deal with Moltres, but together they can. We'll go with... I'll just pick something arbitrary. I think I'm taking too long with this. We'll go Terra Fairy, and we'll see how we feel about it. No water resist is rough here, though. I think I'll go Grass on Ceruledge for that alone. The no water, that might end up being too... No water resist. We could add on an Ogerpon, potentially. Ogerpon's just so good. Maybe over... Honestly, maybe over Tusk, I could see. Ogerpon over Tusk. Just like mono Maushold could be fun. We'll see how we feel about it. Veil can sometimes get away with not having resistances to certain types, so we'll see. I always like to go speedy on these guys. Max HP, max special, or max speed, max HP. Poison Puppeteer, Snow Warning, Tinted Flashfire, Technician, Photosynthesis. Let me just double check we got the speed boost. Good. Okay, let's do it. Let's run it. Next stream, Rivalry female Haxorus, since everyone runs female. That's the thing, not many people care about changing their Pokemon to female, so Rivalry Haxorus would suck. Also, even if literally every Pokemon was female, Rivalry Haxorus would still suck. Like, I guess if literally everything was female, a Choice Band Haxorus would be pretty good, but that's... It's just not. It's not going to be. And I think you don't get the Rivalry boost on genderless Pokemon, which is extra rough. HF. Okay, so now we're pulling up with the Jolly Lokix. We're not going to get done like that again. That's the good news. Okay. Ceruledge looks amazing. Maushold looks amazing. I think we have a really good matchup here, honestly. I don't think we have anything to complain about. Darkrai is tough on lead. Maybe we go CC on Tusk. We could lead with Ceruledge, excuse me, Lokix, and just like knock off and leech life a little. We could lead with Ninetales too. Yeah, just knockoff in particular makes it so hard. Tusk can live too. We could lead with that and just click headlong. Honestly, I think I like that. Oh, okay, they just leave gold. Interesting. Yeah, I'm down to just click headlong rush. I mean, okay, Tinglu, this is red card we've seen, so that's totally fine. Hopefully not. I mean, there are a lot of things that would be okay here. Petrant would suck. Okay, Lokix, beautiful. I'm super down to just Swords Dance up on this. Or not Swords Dance up, but I'm super down to Swords Dance on this. Well, let's actually, I gotta start taking more time with these turns and thinking harder. Headlong Rush, okay, that damage does indicate special defensive, so we can and should Swords Dance. Let's see what they go for. If they Whirlwind, good on them, but I figure they probably don't have it. Cool, we can Leech Life here. This Leech Life is very likely to kill. Very likely to kill. There we go, beautiful. And now we're speedy this time, so we're not going to get farmed. So this is... I'm so tempted to just do it. You know what, guys? You only live once. This is not a good play, but I want to do it, and it worked fine. Heck yeah, that was fun. I had a good time clicking that. Yeah. This is... I'm thinking they have to go Dragonite here. We can then just knock off. But to kill us, I believe they have to Terra, which puts them in a kind of a bit of a pickle, which is great. We like when our opponent is in a pickle and we are not. The question is then, from there, how do we actually win? Not easy. Okay, they're going Rye. So they're going to burn us. Leech Life does the most damage. So we'll just click that. That's fine. Hopefully we kill here. Let's see. Probably we won't. Okay, yeah, we don't. It's fine. How much are we dealing to Dragonite is a good question. Okay, we're doing, I think, enough. We could SD again here on this Darkrai to make sure. I think that's probably the play, because we really don't want to end up in a situation where we can't deal enough to the D-Knight. Okay, yeah, this is fine. We can play around a little bit here. Okay, I'll click it again. There we go. Yeah, I figured we'd get them eventually if we just did that. We really don't want to be in a position where we end up letting the Dragonite easily dance. And they have to go Dragonite here. They absolutely have to. Everything else still super dies. I'm thinking our way to win is probably Nasty Plot Petrarunt. That looks pretty good. Ooh, beautiful critical hit. Love to see that. Okay. I'm thinking we just go Petrarunt. Like, yeah, I think we just go Petrarunt, click Malignant Chain. They have to Terra to hit us, so this puts them in a really tough spot. Someone asking Dr. Bogner if he's a real doctor. That's funny. Going for the Terra Roost is kind of a wild play. Didn't see that one coming. Okay, they did not get Malignant Chain poisoned. Let's calc the Terra Blast. Please poison this time, please. Petrarunt, buddy, you gotta be doing better than this. You gotta get it this time or we're in real trouble. We're in real trouble if you don't get it this time. Petrarunt! Dude, what are we doing, Petrarunt? Okay, that's not good. Shadow Sneak, this is HP invested. Shadow Sneak is likely to kill, so we have to do that here. If we don't get this, if we seriously miss this roll and 3 Malignant Chains in a row, I don't know what to say. At that point, like, what are you going to do about it, right? Sometimes you just got to throw your hands up in the air and say, you know what, I did my best. That was pretty tragic, though. Keeping Petrons alive would have been great, and I absolutely would have preserved it had we not needed to keep clicking Malignant Chain. They should stay in here. Everything else can outspeed and kill their Dragonite, so there's no value in preserving this Pokemon. They might think there is. I'm happy if they do preserve it here. It makes it easier for me to take out later, and I get a little damage here on the switch. But they should just stay in here and go for the small chance to live. No, it was boots and the boots were knocked. Okay, at least it didn't survive. That would have been really... that would have been really annoying. Okay. I think I go hard Tusk on this. Shadow Ball. Okay, and I think we just had Long Rush. Okay, they do outspeed us with a Nasty Play. This is why it would have been great if we could have kept around, you know, anyway. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Go Mouse Hold here. We can Encore into Shadow Ball. They might go for the hard switch here. We could Bite to cover the switch, but I don't think we can afford that. Okay, good. Turned out well. Now, do we tidy up? I think we do tidy up. Okay, they made for the hard switch. We can get a lot of damage off here, but I think we need to... Okay, I think we needed to get that... I think we needed to get a little luckier there, but I think it's okay. We can go into Ceruledge here, and we can Shadow Sneak. And then we can go Hard Tails. Okay, that's okay, honestly. They're going to be... They already Terra'd. They already Terra'd. They Terra'd their Dragonite. They cannot Terra here. By that calc, their max HP. We have a 93% chance to kill here. Please kill. Beautiful, we do kill. Okay, and we should be able to Shadow Sneak and take out the Goldengo here. Okay, wonderful. GG, good game, ended on a win. Ended up going 4-3. I feel like a lot of the blame was on just the past team not being very good. Lokix did really well there. Yeah, I think the Veil team was just not that great, honestly. I think it was not that great. And... excuse me, the Webs and Veil team was not that great. Now that we moved to just the Veil, I think this has a lot more potential. And there will be a part 2. I will be doing a part 2. Lokix shall return. I was honestly pretty impressed with the knockoff set. I think Veil is the way to go. We can revise this team a little bit. Tusk wasn't amazing. Darkrai's kind of a threat. Maybe we need a little bit more speed. Water resist would be nice. So there are a few things we could change around. But generally, I think SD Lokix Veil could be a major threat. And if you look, someone asked me earlier about Kingambit, right? Like in this matchup, I think Lokix did a lot better than Kingambit would have. Right? Like it was able to SD up on the Loo and then kill it with Leech Seed, which it wouldn't have done. It was able to threaten to outspeed all of these Pokemon, which was really nice. Kingambit, after it was burned, would have been much easier for Dragonite to just set up on. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll do SD Lokix again. Went 4-3, went down in ELO a bit, but it was mostly an information gathering stream. We, you know, I knew the Webs plus Veil probably wasn't optimal, but it allowed us to see kind of what's going to help Lokix more. And that was good. So we got some conclusions. We learned some stuff. Jolly is definitely more worthwhile. And we did critical hit when we did 86 to the multi-scale D-Knight, I will say. We did critical hit, which was fortunate. No, Terra Flying Roost does not make you typeless. You stay flying type. When you Terra, like, you don't get rid of... I think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure if you like say you've got a Raging Bolt against your Dragonite is Terra Flying, clicks Roost, and then Bolt clicks Thunderbolt, I think it's still super effective. Might maybe a good question for a poll though. It's a good question for a poll. Okay, yeah. As always, I'll send this in the chat. Thank you guys very much for attending. I had a great time. A lot of donations, super generous as always, much appreciated. And yeah, we'll Lokix will come back and we'll continue with this and make some revisions and maybe try to get a water resist on there. All right, see you guys. Try to time this right. End this stream in 3, 2, 1.